guys, it's so wonderful to see all of you guys again. It has been a moment. I have been busy with some more scriptural studies, and I hopped onto a really interesting character, Jeremiah. So, in today's video, guys, I want to break down Jeremiah's story, why he was the worst possible person that God could have chosen, and why did God choose him? Why was he the one that God gave this task to? So if that is something that you would like to learn, then it's that time. Grab your coffee, grab a seat, let's sit down and unpack this together. If you're ready, then I'm ready. Let's jump in. Have you ever felt like, why did God pick me for this? Why did he choose me? I mean, I'm the worst person that he could have chosen for this task. I'm impatient, I'm intolerant, I don't like this. You got this whole stack of reasons why God should have never chosen you in the first place. I know, I've been there. I have had my moment through this. And the reality is, he knows exactly what we can handle and what we can't handle. So today we are diving into Jeremiah's story. He was a guy far too young for what God wanted. By human standards, he was too young. He was too emotional. This dude had some serious emotional problems. And he was a total failure by human standards, like failure of note. Yet, God used him to change history. That's deep. And the reality is, we are still talking about him thousands and thousands of years after he existed. So now, let's get into his story and unpack it together. I'm going to be highlighting the challenges that he had to overcome and what we can do today to overcome the exact same challenges in our lives. And if you are watching this video right now and saying, I don't have any challenges in my life, I urge you to sit down and maybe just dig a little deeper. And as soon as I've unpacked the 5 challenges, I'm going to be highlighting 5 ways that you can overcome those challenges. And I'm also going to be including a specific person in today's life that had to walk the exact same journey that Jeremiah did. So if you thought the Bible is just some historical book, I beg to differ. We're all living the stories of the Bible every single day. And it is important for us to learn from our mistakes. If this is the first time you are watching my videos, welcome. My name is Marnie Stein, and my philosophy on this channel is smart people learn from their own mistakes. Wise people learn from the mistakes of others. This was advice given to me by one of my business mentors, and I apply it in every aspect of my life. I would rather know what I'm facing before I'm facing it than having to face it and then only come to realize I could have avoided. Let's be real. Jeremiah was a complete mess. Serious mess. When God called him, his first words were a panic. I'm too young. I can't speak. That's Jeremiah 1 verse 6. Sound familiar? Isn't it wild how fast we run to our excuses, especially when fear grips us? I've done it. I've faced many fearful things, and the first thing that I would do is bring up my insecurities. I would bring up all of the reasons why I shouldn't be doing this. So here is the first challenge that Jeremiah had to face: reluctance and self-doubt. Jeremiah didn't feel qualified. No experience, no skills. And he's like, God, my resume is blank. You've got the wrong person here. But God didn't blink. He said, don't say you are too young. Go where I send you and say what I tell you to say. That's Jeremiah 1 verse 7. No excuses, just obedience. Let's be real, that flips what we believe to be qualifications. Because according to our standards, he was not qualified. According to God, he was very well qualified. So how do we beat that challenge in our own life? How do we overcome the reluctance and self-doubt? Here's what you do. When doubt comes knocking at your door, remember, it is not about where you are starting. It is about God's strength and what He is going to be doing. Just take one small step today. Something that you are fearful about, take one step towards it and overcome just that one step. And trust that God will fill in the flops. Wherever you miss, He will fill it up. He will change it. Stop trying to have everything perfect before you take a step. Picture this for a moment. It's 627 BC. Judah is a complete wreck. Idolatry is everywhere, corrupt leaders all over the place, and people are ignoring God like it's their job. Nobody wants to hear anything from God. And here is Jeremiah, a kid in his late teens, early 20s, from a tiny priestly family. No clout, and God says, "You're my guy." What would you say to that? Jeremiah did try to dodge all of this. Trust me, he tried to find a way out, but God hit him with this. "Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you. I set you apart before you were even born. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations." That's Jeremiah 1-5. This wasn't just a last-minute pick that God made. God had him chosen even before he existed. And check this, God equipped him from that moment. "I have put my words in your mouth." Jeremiah 1:9. Jeremiah couldn't speak until God stepped in. Ever felt like you don't have what it takes? Maybe you don't, but God does. Here's the deal. You were sent here for a purpose. Recently, I was reading up on a study where they were sitting down with people on their deathbed, and they were asking them what are the things that they regretted the most not doing in their life. And almost all of them answered, "Not doing that thing that I was so afraid to do." So here's the question. Will you push past today? Will you step forward instead of stepping back? But now, here is where it gets tough for Jeremiah. And this is challenge number 2 that he faced. Rejection and mockery. Jeremiah preached for over 40 years. Repent, turn back to God, and almost nobody listened. That's Jeremiah 20:7. They mocked him, made him a laughing stock. Imagine that, pouring your heart out and getting insulted for it. Could you keep going for 40 years? How many things have I quit when I get to the 4-day mark? How many things have you quit when you get to the 4-day mark? Let alone 40 years. For 20 years, I ran from my calling. There was no way that I'm doing this thing. I just had this philosophy: people will be people and leave them to themselves. If they want their messes and they love their messes, leave them in their messes. They chose them. But I was wrong, because some of them don't know how to escape the messes. Some of them don't know what the next step is and what they need to do to feel the relief that they so badly are hungering for. And the reality, I was too stubborn to share, because I had answers for people, but I didn't want to intrude into their lives. I didn't want to tell people how to overcome it, because people and their opinions. And the only way to beat this challenge is to focus on who you are serving. God sees it. The reality is, I was serving myself. I was serving my own purposes. But the moment that I started serving His purposes, everything flipped. I don't care what people think of me. I really don't care. All I did is I'm finding the few people that will cheer me on and see things similar to what I see it. And that is what is keeping me going. That's why I'm making this video. I'm not in control of who hears it. I'm not in control of who takes it to heart and truly embodies it. That's God's job, not mine. Now let's jump into challenge number 3 that Jeremiah faced. That was opposition from authorities. Let's be honest, the priests hated him. Kings wanted him gone, out of their lives. Take this from him. He wrote God's word on a scroll and he sent it to King Jehoiakim. This king took it and burned it piece by piece. What a rejection. It's like me giving someone the word of God and they're like, well, burning it. That's in Jeremiah 36 verse 23. Later on, they threw him in a cistern to rot. That's Jeremiah 38 verse 6. Think that's ancient history? Have you ever been stuck in a job for 20 years and for the past 15 years? You know that you are supposed to get that increase. You are supposed to have that position, but they've been bypassing you year by year by year, and you've stayed faithful. You have diligently done your work to the best of your abilities, and you cannot fathom why they don't want to give you that promotion. Or maybe you're that person that has a dream of starting this business. You absolutely know that this thing is going to change people's lives. It is such an amazing idea. But every single time you start it, you fail. You just get a bit of traction and then it falls apart. And after failure, you've just come to the belief that this is not meant for me. I'm just going to let it go. I am not worthy to be an entrepreneur. It's not my calling. Sounds familiar? Here is God's promise to you. That which is meant for you will find you at the appointed time. So stop worrying what people think. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Keep doing it. If that dream is yours and it's meant for you, and you can feel that burn inside of your chest every time you think of it, it is a divine purpose. It is meant for you, and stop caring what anybody else has to say about it. Stop caring what other people think about it. You go and do it. And I don't care how many times you fail. I don't care. Failure is not just failure. It is a moment for you to learn on how not to do it. Look at the light bulb in your room right now. There was over 1,000 failures. If you gave up, you wouldn't have life right now. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now. But he kept going 999 times before he saw success. Now, challenge number 4 that he faced was emotional turmoil. Jeremiah felt everything. I told you before, this guy was an emotional wreck. They labeled him as the weeping prophet. Just let that sink in. That was what they called him because of the amount of times he was weeping. He cried over Judah's sin. He took their sin so personally. That's Jeremiah 9 verse 1. He even accused God of tricking him into doing this thing. You overpowered me and prevailed. I am ridiculed all day. That's Jeremiah 20 verse 7. He tried to quit, but he couldn't because his word is in me like a fire shut up in my bones. That's Jeremiah 20 verse 9. People won't get why you are driven to do what you do. They won't understand it and accept that. The reality is people are going to call you a fool on everything that you're trying until the day you make it. The day you make it, then everybody stands and says, we knew that this person was going to do it. We just knew that this person was it. So really, the only thing that matters is how you feel about it and how Jesus feels about it. And the reality is he wants everything that is in your life. So special. He wants that for you. But you're caring about what people are talking about. You care about what they're saying about you. Now let's move on to the last challenge. Challenge number 5. And this is a very big one, especially for me. Lack of visible success. Jeremiah preached decades, 4 decades to be precise. Judah, no wins, no applause, just silence. I've been at my YouTube now for a couple of months. I started some other channels before that I'm built, so this YouTube journey is not an easy one. You put in a lot of work. I understand. I have the utmost respect for anybody creating something. My deepest passion is business owners and people wanting to make the world a better place because I understand the pressure. I am an award-winning entrepreneur, by the way. I have built businesses. I know what it takes. 16-hour days. I know the pressure that is on you to get this done. I mean, it sucks doing a video for so long and then no views or rarely any views at all. Just going through some of my comments is, hey, you suck. You shouldn't be doing this. Your video is boring. You will never be a successful YouTuber. Oh, look at your lipstick. Look at the way you talk. You've got a funny accent. You shouldn't even be telling anybody this. I know. I get it the whole time. But here's the question. Is that negativity going to slow my progress? Nah. Because right now, I'm not doing it for me. You see, before, I wanted what I wanted. Now, I'm doing it for him. Jesus gave me this mouth and he wants me to talk. So I'm going to talk. Those that like it, cool. I'm here for you. I'm going to support you. I'm going to give you all my love. I'm going to give you everything that I can give. If you don't like me, there's a lot of YouTubers. That's maybe your vibe. You feel free to leave to them. I will love and leave you. So here's the reality. We are sowers. To overcome these feelings, you need to learn that you're a sower. You're not in control of the weather. You're not in control of the soil. You're not in control where the seed falls. You are a sower. You take your seed and you throw it. And every day you wake up, no matter what the weather is like, no matter whether it's raining or whatever is happening, you are here to sow seed. Where the seed falls, where it springs forth, that is not your responsibility. That is God's responsibility. That is Jesus' work. You are just here to do the sowing. And the moment that we learn that we are just sowers, we are not in control of the other processes, things really start to shift. Because consistency then becomes your biggest enemy. Not the devil, not Lucifer, not the demons, not this, not that, not your mom, what becomes your biggest enemy is consistency. Can I show up today? Can I show up tomorrow? Can I show up the next day? I'm not feeling it today. Can I show up? Because if you keep showing up, at some point the harvest will come in. And by gosh, you will have such a harvest. And you will stand there thinking, what the heck? How did this happen? Because you listen to the voice and you just sow. So keep sowing. This is the only way to overcome it. Is stop trying to control everything else and just sow. So let's take a pause moment in the video. What has God put in your heart? What is something that you know that He wants for you? What is a dream that you're dodging? You're hiding away from? Jot it down and write one thing that you can do to move towards it. Just one thing. And try and do it. Now, let me get real with you guys. A few months ago, I started this channel. I was terrified. I didn't want to do it. I don't wanted it. I didn't. I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't want this channel, but I couldn't get away from the feelings that He had placed inside of me. I knew that I was born to talk. I was born to share these things because God had given me divine insights into His Word. He was revealing things through His Word to me that I thought was normal. But when I spoke to other people, they were like, how the heck did you get to this? Seriously, we're reading the same thing and you get to this. And that's when I realized that, hey, God has given me things. Just like Jeremiah, I was called by the womb, literally. 3 people confirmed that I was a girl in my mother's womb. And she was only 6 weeks pregnant. Nobody could have known that I was a girl. They knew it. So God had called me even before any of this happened. And that is why I have such divine insight into the Word. And that is why God called me to open my mouth and to speak this. So I'm just like you. The same things that you are battling with, I am still battling with. I have not arrived. I'll only arrive when I go back home. The day when I leave this earth and I go back to heaven to be with Jesus, that's the moment that I'll be perfect. Right now, I'm still struggling. But here's the thing. It's just like Paul said, God, why don't you take this thorn away from me? And then what did Jesus say? My grace is enough. Because this is the reality. This is the thing I want people to realize, that you're going to be sinning a lot, but His grace is enough. He's already forgiven you for those things, so stop worrying about it. Go and do that thing. Step into who God has called you to be. And stop caring what anybody else thinks. I'm going to root for you. I'm definitely going to root. I root for anybody that's trying to do something different in this world. I love people. I will actually bypass spending money or doing anything with big retailers and stuff if I could go and support a person that is trying to better a community, a person that is trying to do something better. I love people like that.